Welcome to Video Creator, where we explore the touching stories of animal families, learning about love, discipline, and the bond of growth. In a cozy house filled with morning sunlight, little Ginger was dreaming of grand adventures, completely unaware of the trouble awaiting him. His mother, a wise and gentle calico, watched over the household with a protective gaze, ensuring everything remained in perfect, peaceful order. As Ginger woke from his nap, his energy levels spiked instantly, his tail twitching with the urge to run, jump, and explore. The world was his playground, and every shadow or speck of dust became a mighty imaginary foe that he had to conquer. Suddenly, something caught his attention high above the ground, a shiny blue object that seemed to call out to his curious nature. Mother Cat sensed his intention and gave a low warning sound, reminding him that some places in the house were off limits. But the temptation was too strong for the young kitten, and he chose to ignore his mother's wise advice for a thrill. With a burst of determination, he dug his claws into the fabric, pulling himself up towards the prize that awaited on top. From the kitchen, Mother Cat heard the distinct sound of struggle and fabric tearing, and she knew immediately that trouble was brewing. He reached the summit, feeling triumphant, and approached the delicate object, tapping it gently with his paw to see how it reacted. It started as a playful tap, but physics took over quickly, and the heavy vase began to tip over the table's edge. Time seemed to slow down as the beautiful blue object plummeted towards the ground, and Ginger realized he could not stop it. The crash was loud and startling, shattering the morning silence and sending water and sharp ceramic pieces flying across the clean floor. Frozen in fear, the little kitten shrank back, his heart pounding in his chest as the reality of his actions sank in. Mother Cat arrived instantly, her eyes scanning the destruction, her posture shifting from worry to a stern and disappointed expression of authority. To the small kitten, his mother suddenly looked giant and formidable, her silence speaking louder than any meow or hiss could ever do. He tried his usual trick of being cute, letting out a soft cry, hoping to melt her heart and avoid the trouble. But this time the charm did not work. She turned her back on him, refusing to acknowledge his presence or his plea. Desperate for reassurance, he followed her, but she established a clear boundary, signaling that his behavior had broken their trust for now. Ginger felt a cold wave of isolation. His ears drooped low, and he realized that this was not a game anymore. Although it pained her to ignore him, she knew that he needed to understand boundaries to stay safe in the future. He tried to distract himself with his toys, but the ball of yarn felt lifeless without his mother watching him play. The distance between them was only a few meters, but to the regretful kitten, it felt like an ocean of separation. He lay down on the cold floor, staring at the mess he made, finally understanding that his actions caused this unhappy situation. Minutes turned into what felt like hours. The silence in the house gave him plenty of time to think about his mistake. Eventually, Mother Cat stood up. She didn't go to him, but instead went to the broken shards to inspect the damage. Watching her deal with the consequences of his clumsiness made his little heart ache with a heavy sense of guilt and regret. But he took a hesitant step forward, wanting to be close, but her sharp look told him he was not yet forgiven. He retreated to the shadows, feeling small. He missed the warmth of her fur and the comforting sound of her purring. It wasn't just about the broken vase anymore. It was about disappointing the one creature who loved him more than anything else. Suddenly, a thought sparked in his mind. He knew he had to do something to show her how truly sorry he was. He ran to his toy basket, digging through feathers and bells, looking for the most precious treasure he owned to offer her. He found his favorite plush mouse, worn and tattered from love. It was his best friend, and he was ready to sacrifice it. Walking slowly back into the room, he carried the peace offering, his head held low, hoping this gesture would bridge the gap. He approached her silently and dropped his beloved toy at her feet, taking a step back to wait for her judgment. He didn't jump or play. He simply sat there, vulnerable and quiet, telling her in his own way that he was sorry. Mother Cat looked at the toy, then at her repentant son. She saw the sincerity in his eyes and her heart melted. Slowly she leaned forward and gave him a gentle lick on his forehead, a universal sign of acceptance and deep forgiveness. Ginger's eyes lit up. He pressed his face into her soft fur, purring loudly, the heavy weight of guilt lifting instantly away. They lay there together in the warm sun, the bond between them restored, stronger now because of the lesson learned and shared. She groomed him with care, reassuring him that while mistakes happen, her love remains constant, even when she has to be strict. Ginger felt safe again. He played gently, his movements more careful now, carrying the memory of the morning's lesson in his mind. As she walked to the kitchen, he followed closely at her heels, no longer the rebel, but a respectful and loving companion. Yet he cast one last look at the empty table. He understood now that curiosity is good, but respect for boundaries is even better. In the kitchen, he sat patiently waiting for his meal, showing a new level of patience that surprised and pleased his mother. They shared their meal in comfortable silence, the clinking of the bowls the only sound in the peaceful, love-filled house. As the day drew to a close, she led him into the garden to watch the sky turn purple and gold. A butterfly fluttered by, and his instinct kicked in, but this time he paused, looking at her for approval before chasing it. With a soft blink, she gave him permission. He bounded away joyfully, but stayed close, proving he had truly learned his lesson. Watching him play, she knew he was growing up. Mistakes were inevitable, but they were also the stepping stones to wisdom. Her heart swelled with pride. She wasn't just raising a cat, as she was raising a sensible soul who understood right from wrong. The stars began to appear, signaling bedtime. They walked back inside, leaving the adventures of the day behind them for now. Ginger curled up in his soft bed, exhausted from the emotional roller coaster. His mother lay close, a warm presence beside him. As he drifted off to sleep, he knew that no matter what mistakes he made, he would always be loved and guided. Just like the broken vase, trust can be shattered, but with effort and sincerity, it can be rebuilt into something beautiful. Growing up is a journey filled with stumbling blocks. It is how we recover from them that defines who we become. Mother Cat closed her eyes too, content in the knowledge that today's difficult lesson had brought them closer than ever before. The house was quiet again, but it was a peaceful quiet, filled with the invisible threads of forgiveness and understanding. The next morning brought a fresh start. Ginger was eager to show that the lessons of yesterday were not forgotten overnight. He passed by the empty table. The memory of the crash was still fresh, and he respectfully kept his paws on the floor. Seeing his maturity, Mother Cat rewarded him with a special treat, reinforcing that good choices lead to positive outcomes for everyone. He ate with gusto, realizing that earning his mother's respect felt far better than the fleeting thrill of breaking the rules. They played through the morning, a perfect team. The incident was in the past, but the growth it caused remained present. Small steps taken with guidance lead to great journeys. Ginger was just beginning his, with the best guide by his side. To all the parents and children watching, remember that mistakes are not failures, but opportunities to teach, learn, and forgive. And to the little ones, being brave enough to say sorry is the most courageous adventure you can ever embark upon. Our story of Ginger and his mother reminds us that love is not just about hugs, but also about helping us grow. As we leave this little house, take a moment to cherish those who guide you and those who look up to you. Forgiveness is the glue that repairs the cracks in our relationships, making them stronger and more resilient than they were before. May your days be filled with learning, laughter, and the comfort of knowing you are loved, even when you make mistakes. Patience is a gift we give to others, and love is the light that guides them back when they have lost their way. We hope this story touched your heart and brought a smile to your face. Thank you for sharing this time with us. If you enjoyed Ginger's journey, please share this story with someone you love to spread the message of kindness and growth. Thank you for watching this journey on Video Creator. Remember, love is about guiding each other through every mistake. Goodbye for now.